Unaliving Prevention Month. Just trigger warning, we're going to talk a little bit of what's called secondhand suicide. We talked about societal suicide. I've done some other videos about it. Remember, I'm not a professional. I'm not licensed. I'm just a human being who's been through it, who's going through it. And y'all have Google at your fingertips, and you can educate yourselves at your leisure. Of course, I feel like there is what's considered to be secondhand suicide. And that's when you may feel like you don't want to be here. You may feel like, yes, you want to leave this earth, but maybe you don't want to do it yourself because we're all different. Remember, y'all, common sense. And you just, maybe you pray, maybe you talk to the universe, maybe you're like, oh, hopefully I get into an accident, or that some unforeseen freak accident happens in order for you to leave and depart this earth because you don't want to do it yourself. That's secondhand. That means that those thoughts are in your head almost 24 hours a day. And it is actually a diagnosis. A suicidality is a mental illness diagnosis. It is one of my diagnoses. Y'all know I manage multiple mental illnesses, right? And so when it comes to these things, and maybe you don't even do self-harm, but you just have that thought. You see, it's important for you to express that. And then we say, but Crystal, who am I going to express it to? Because nobody listens. Nobody's there. I have nobody, And you know what? I got you. You come to the lives, let me tell you, we bring you all kinds of lovings and support. So the thing is that we will continue to live every day and be angry when we wake up. Just like thinking, gosh, I hope I don't wake up tomorrow. And then you wake up and you're like, fuck, I woke up. Now I got to go brush my teeth and get dressed and I got to go to work, and inside all day feeling like I'm alone, I'm lonely, I'm useless, I'm worthless, I'm a burden, whatever it is, because I know those feelings. And there's so many more feelings and emotions, y'all, that we can't find the words to. Don't allow yourself to circle around a hole trying to find a word, or like I tell Boo, trying to pull straws out the sky to describe how you're feeling. You see, because when it's time for you to talk about these things, not every emotion has a word yet, and not all words equate to the same emotions that we have. But what you can do for yourself and for other people is have a vocabulary that works for you. You don't have to have a whole different language, but y'all know how I am with my words. A lot of my trauma came from words, and that's why I try to use the best words I can. And I love when I see y'all using, don't use my words against me. Don't tell me what I know, right? But it's all about seeing like what makes you comfortable. What do you feel comfortable talking about if you're in that moment? Who do you have to reach out to? Has that person allowed you to feel safe in other situations? You see, because you deserve to be listened to. Because I see you and I hear you. And I love you. And good, you know you're not alone, boy. We're in it together, because let me tell you, it doesn't matter. We could put a smile on our face. We can do whatever, hair up in a bun, whatever it is. And we all know that a lot of times that may just be a facade, even for the people who don't get the press, quotation marks, common sense hats on, because there are people who will run from diagnoses. I was one of them. I did not believe in the word depression or wanted it associated with me in any way, shape, or form up until a few years ago when I started my healing journey. I have something in my eye. So, we want to make sure that we're doing these things and that you're listening to people. Know the key words to listen to. Right? Get to know people that feel that way and say, hey, so what can I do to help you in this moment? It's a tough season going into this season of change always, but anytime throughout the year. Maybe you have a friend that lost a parent. Maybe you have a friend that's going through grief or loss, whatever it is, because grief and loss has a lot to do with it too. And maybe it's just simply saying, I don't have words. You don't have to have words all the time, but you don't have to. There isn't words all the time. Being compassionate, compassion itself means being able to sit together in silence, right? To where sometimes that's all people need. Not everybody wants advice or opinions or have you tried this or have you done that? No. Now, if you don't know those other things exist, you can ask about them. And you can suggest it to people. But please, 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 if someone says, please don't tell me to go meditate, then when you're talking to that person, don't tell them to meditate. Y'all already know what I do. So you ask me questions, I'll give you what I do, right? But you have to do what works for you. Y'all have to listen to the people around you and understand what may help them. You know, it's maybe they have a favorite candy or a favorite drink that maybe you just want to go stop by and bring it to them, trying to raise their spirits up a little bit. That is the type of friend that we need when we're in those moments. Someone who can listen without judgment, right? Listen to understand and not to dismiss. Listen to be there. Sit in silence together, right? And everybody has their own thing. Like I said, meditating, maybe you do go to church, maybe you do pray, having someone there that you can rely on, you know, because that is the world we live in. And in order for us to keep breathing and to keep fighting this fight within ourselves, Jesus knows, we got to let it out, right? Yesterday was heavy, put that shit down. But know that your feelings are valid. And the secondhand suicide can and will get the best of you if you don't feel comfortable with those around you. And you know what I say? If you don't feel comfortable with those around you, that means that it's time to find some more people around you. Because nobody should tell you what to do with your body. Nobody should be bullying you into telling you that you shouldn't be here. And we've all heard it, believe me, when I tell you up the pole and back down, right? And it's very difficult for some people to not start to feel and second guess themselves, right? I've been there. So just know that I see you, that I hear you. Remember, you're not alone. We're in it together, and I love you.